Okay, this video is going to be done a little bit differently. I am going to take you all to a little trail that I used to walk on when I felt pretty bad, and I still go on that trail. It's not a trail that just for bad, but it's a very soothing trail, I should say. Make sure my mic doesn't get hit by my seatbelt. The reason why I'm doing this format today, I'm going to have you all be driving with me here. Gotta get some gas too, by the way. So you're going to probably go there with me as well. I'm going to talk about the topic that I mostly talk about, and that is Eustachian Tube Dysfunction. And I'm going to talk a little bit about some things about that. So just kind of bear with me. I'm getting myself all organized here. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently here. Hang on, everybody. I got to move my garbage can. Okay, got that out of the way. So in this video, I am going to add a little bit of feel good with a little bit of some education as well, and some some insight. So I'm going to be going to this trail, and I'm going to talk a little bit about a message I received yesterday. Now, it's going to be a completely anonymous message, but I received a message from an individual that's struggling with this condition, and pretty much named everything that I used to go through. Many of you guys are in a very pivotal time in life in general. Like, you feel this thing doesn't allow you to live. And so when I get to a place, I'm going to read the message to you all, and then you will see the kind of messages that I receive that really touch me enough that I need to keep going with this. Now, some of you probably are on this channel or have been a part of this channel, but some of you have asked, why this topic? This isn't gonna bring a lot of views. This isn't gonna bring a lot of revenue. You are targeting a very small population. Well, I don't care about that stuff. I mean, it's good to reach the masses, but it's not the only thing. You create content. For me, I create content to help others. That's my slogan. You know, it's important to do things that inspire others through your life, through your lens, and your storytelling. But that's not the only thing there is. And so, if I was a football player or a baseball player or any sports athlete or a politician or someone that had a career that I felt needed a story to be told, I would just do that. I would do a story that touched me, so I would feel connected to whatever it is I'm dealing with and go from there. But this story is more of a touching story for me. I don't want to just make up any content. For me, it's important to have an aspect. So this message really touched me a lot. And I felt like it needed me to be out of the studio, out of the inside world a little bit, and get out a little bit and tell you all that these are normal things that you're trying to do. So right now I'm sitting at a red light, and I remember going through this condition at red lights, many red lights, going to work. Right now it's super early in the morning, and so I remember being at red lights, just struggling, like in my car like this by myself, which is always good. Honestly, I felt pretty good to be by myself a lot, but that's scary too at the same time, because you kind of feel like, you don't want to struggle in silence. You don't want to struggle alone. And that's what's challenging about this condition, is that a lot of you are struggling alone. Sometimes not even your mates even know what you're going through truly. They kind of hear you talking about it. They don't truly know what you're going through. They just think that there's a condition that's bothering you, and you feel, there we go, finally. Okay. So you just feel like they don't truly know. They have to know something though, because, you're living with them, or maybe you see them often, and so they kind of get an idea that there's something bothering you. And so this condition is robbing. The Eustachian tube condition is only on the rise, and I've talked to many of you all about how much it really is on the rise. It's definitely on the rise. And so, and some of you might be asking, why is it on the rise? well, I'm going to get into all that stuff, but I'm going to get to this trail, and I want you all to know it's a very relaxing trail. I think there's already people here already. Yeah, there's people here for sure, and it's very limited parking, so you kind of, yeah. It's very limited parking, so you can't really just, you kind of have to plan it right. But you know what? There's people already here. I got to find a parking spot that's probably a little ways away. That's cool. I'm down with that. I think there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only like 6 spaces. That's how amazing this trail is. There's only like 6 spaces apart, and I think I see people coming in here trying to get in here now. But I'm gonna take you on this little journey. This my little vlog here, or whatever you want to call it. I think you guys all let me know, if this is a good format for you all. Get out of the studio a little bit and talk person to person, real to real, and just, I'm gonna have to park on the street. But tell me if this is something good that you all like. I have to find me a on the street parking spot, which is cool. That's all right. It gives us more time to chit chat and get a little bit out here on the trail. If these trail talks are going to be good for you, I hope that everyone can hear me good. I'm using my mic, my out in the wilderness mic this time. That's what I call it, because I go out and record other things on my other channels. But all right, so I got a little parking spot out here in the street here, but we're going to take a little walk. So stay tuned. All right, let's take a walk, ladies and gentlemen, and let's talk a little bit about Eustachian Tube Dysfunction. I'm going to get a little bit in, right now I'm in the shade, so I'm going to get over here. All right, so we're going to take a little walk. Nice day today. Been burning up a lot lately. It's been one hot summer for sure. Hasn't been easy, but I'm walking a little ways here so I can get to the trail, the actual part that's going to be enjoyable for you all. Well, enjoyable for me, I should say, because it's quiet right now. I'm kind of middle of the street. Let me give you guys a look at what I'm looking at. So you see there's a street there. Got a little trail over here. People running, jogging, things like that. So this trail is amazing, honestly. It's the trail that is symbolic to my healing in some way. So I don't know which way I'm going to start. Let me go this way. So we're going to talk a little bit about, this message that I received, all of some other things. I want to be a little more personal. So let me take my glasses off. It's going to be a little bright, but I want to connect a little bit better with, oh shoot, hitting my mic. So a lot of you are dealing with this condition and you're confused, really. I mean, it's just terrible that a lot of you are going through this, and it's something that a lot of people probably don't know a lot about yet, so they kind of maybe shrug it off a little bit, or they don't know that it's really that bad. And I mean, just the amount of, I go into the groups to kind of see what's going on, what's the daily talk, what's happening. Sorry, everybody, I need my glasses. I'm like struggling bad here. So a lot of you need to get out here. I mean, this is what helped me. And I know it's very hard because when you're having this condition with the ear, balance is highly affected. See, that's another thing a lot of people don't talk about is the balance factor. You're having to go and do things like normal people, but the balance is off, and so you can't really. It's hard to focus on what you're doing. If you're an athlete or someone that, you're riding a bike like that guy over there, and you have this problem with your eustachian tube, it's going to affect your balance. Now I'm about to go into, I don't know, so I'm going to talk to you this way. But eustachian tube dysfunction is on the rise, and I'm going to tell you why it's on the rise. It's on the rise mainly because posture is highly affected. Posture, the technology world we're entering and have been entering for quite some time, it's it's stress, it's working at home, it's the remote life, there's all sorts of things now that we do more of now than we've ever have done. Some have mentioned COVID. I'm not going to get into all of that. If you're interested in knowing about how I feel about those things, we can definitely chat about that. But in this purpose of this video, I'm going to talk about things that we do daily, and that's our habits and our lifestyle. And these are the things we're constantly doing, and we may not be aware we're doing it. And so I really want to touch on those things. Postures is a major problem. And like I said, when we went through the 2020 years, a lot of us were at home, and stressing and lack of knowledge of what's really important. And we're just living our life thinking that our ears are supposed to be this way, and it's not true at all. It's really the main purpose of why I brought you all here today, is because I walked this trail when I was just wondering what the heck's going on with me. And not just this trail, many trails. I'm fortunate enough to live near a lot of trails. But I can imagine a lot of you are stuck at home, maybe feeling like, you don't have energy to do that stuff. And it's really hard to want to just get out. And I'm telling you, this thing affects you mentally to a high degree where you don't want to go out and do anything, really. You just want to just do the basic stuff. You might be canceling plans on people or on general, just because you don't think you can physically maintain yourself around certain activities, And so I really want all of you to know that you have to almost kind of force yourself to get out there. You gotta make the stride. And just trust your body a little bit. Trust your body that it's going to be okay. Because it's normal to think that while you're doing this stuff, like while you're going through Eustachian Tube Dysfunction, it's normal to just say, I'm going to do the basic stuff. Because if I start doing things like walking on trails or going on bike rides or swimming and things, it'll get worse. But that's the thing. I want to talk to you all about how that's what this condition makes you feel like. It makes you feel like those things will make it worse. When really what's going to make it worse is the lack of. Our mind is constantly being challenged with this condition. It's constantly being challenged to make you feel like you can't do anything. And it starts beating you up mentally. It starts beating you down. And that's what it did to me many, many times. It beat me down mentally to where I was scared to do anything. I was apprehensive, I guess, to do anything. I was like, I'm good. I'm not going on that ride. I'm not going in those mountains, and I'm definitely not walking anywhere near a trail or anywhere where there's slopes and it started beating me up. When you know you have advanced is when you begin to do those things regardless of how you feel. And that's kind of what's going to, that's going to be the factor of how you heal and how you don't heal. Is eventually you'll start to do those things anyways, regardless of how you feel. And so my purpose of this video is to tell you all to get out of where you are. Don't go off of always how you feel, because your mind it's definitely playing tricks on you. Again, this condition affects you probably more mentally than it actually does with your ear. And that's the thing. A lot of providers and medical professionals are not here to, how should I say, ENTs, I should say. They're not going to sit there and talk to you for hours about your mental health, most likely. They're going to probably talk to you about what nasal sprays to use, what drops to use, how to position yourself maybe, and how to put them in. But again, it's like trying to, basically diagnose someone with anxiety that by just doing something on the physical side, like maybe going to a chiropractor's office when you have anxiety. It's like, wait a minute, my root problem isn't just, the aspect of the physical nature, but more just like the mental nature of things. And so this condition doesn't let you really, basically it doesn't we need to educate more on the mental side of things. And that's why my channel was started, and that's why it's still going, is because I see this all the time. You know, this was me. I was walking this trail like, what is wrong with me? Like, head down and confused, and walking with my spouse on this trail many times, wondering what the heck's going on with me. And it's just really horrible that we need someone to advocate on the side of, hey, I've been through this. Hey, this is more than just a structural problem. Hey, this is more than just a fluid buildup problem or things like that. This is more of a, hey, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm getting real bad thoughts in here that are scaring me, you know? And so a lot of you reached out to me at the at your worst, you know, and I've gotten feedback. I've gotten backlash. I've gotten a lot of, hey, you're not a doctor. What are you doing? Okay, so well, if the doctors are all that we need, all that everyone needs, then why are people in groups? Why are they coming to me, you know? And so I just want all of you to know that it's deeper than other people are telling you, and there's nothing wrong with you in the sense that your mind will start playing tricks on you. It definitely will. Sometimes you just have to get out in nature and experience just the basics, you know, what's here already, you know. You don't always have to look for that next thing. So I decided to just pull off off the trail for a minute and just kind of give you a little bit of insight, really. Some cool background music for me as well. But I really want you all to understand that you have to just kind of go out and just enjoy the basics. Enjoy your children, enjoy the simple things, you know, enjoy just the trees and the what we're doing. Why I'm talking like this and why I'm even saying all of this stuff is what we're doing is we're telling our mind that we're okay. You have to talk to yourself. You have to kind of tell yourself it's going to be okay. You know, it's rough right now. It's a rough patch. You know, it's it gets so deep into the core of your mind that you give up. You know, you do things that you normally wouldn't do. You say things you normally wouldn't say, and you react ways you normally wouldn't react. I remember being in Hawaii, one of the most, which by the way, shout out to Hawaii, Maui, who are going through terrible things over there. My heart is with you all out there. If you know anyone that's out there or family that's out there, just keep them in your thoughts, keep them in your prayers, because it's awful. And it just kind of goes in with my story. Being out there one time in Maui, I'm sorry, I don't think I was in Maui exactly, but being out at Waikiki Beach, being out there, Oahu, I had a terrible panic attack. It was awful. I just remember standing there all of a sudden, looking at the ocean, looking at the view, and all of a sudden I just get hit with anxiety or hit with just a random flush of chemicals hit me almost out of nowhere. I didn't have anything trigger me because look where I'm at. You know, I was at I think what I did is I thought to myself, I'm way over here, and I'm like on this island, and I thought, what if something happens to me and I'm on this island? You know, I don't have anybody to really, you know, that I really know truly here, and I'm on this island, you know, and I kept saying that to myself, I'm on this island. I'm like, if I get stuck, I'm stuck. I'm stuck on this island. I need a plane to get out of here, you know? And I think that gave me that rush of like a flush almost of fear, or not even fear really, just apprehension, and just like, what am I going to do? And I just remember pacing back and forth, pacing around, you know. I just started pacing. And, you know, I just felt my heart kind of, you know, started to race a little bit. And I was like, whoa, what is this? You know, I've never had one of these, especially not in Hawaii, you know? So this is what I'm saying. This condition will hit you at your most proudest moment, or anticipating your most proudest moment. And it's awful because it's like, you know, you're trying to have a good time and all of a sudden, boom, you get hit with that. And that's mainly what I wanted to talk about. is that it hits you at the worst times ever. So while we're off to the side here, before we go back into the trail, I wanted to read the message that I received from the individual, and it reads as follows. I came across your videos 2 days ago and have watched them all. I'm actually a pro gamer, content creator, and appreciate your videos. I have a stressful situation with my ETD that I have gone over on my stream, but I'd love for you to watch my experiences. This furthermore an issue because I have rescheduled my flight maybe 6 times now due to ETD and need to fly to go to Mexico for my wedding in October. My next flight is on the 28th of this month. Please let me know what you think. I shake my head because this was me. This was me. I mean, at the beginning, it was definitely me. And as we go back out to the trail, I'm going to talk to you about that message and what that does to me. And I wanted to respond with a video. Sometimes videos connect to you. I mean, we know that. Videos connect on a level higher and deeper than maybe just an email back. But that touches me because this person is trying to go on with their life. They're trying to do something very meaningful, very powerful as a wedding. I mean, marriage, beautiful thing. And see, it's robbing people of things like that. Weddings, birthday parties, graduations, job interviews, job appointments, things like that. Anything. Think about it. Baby showers. I mean, the list can just go on. I can name 120, 150 things right now. But this is what I'm saying. The awareness of this. This individual is clearly struggling. Like many of you out there, there's tons of you all out there, just like this individual here. And it's like you don't know where to turn because the information isn't readily available. Even when you go to the doctor's office, some of the information isn't just there. Again, it's a lot of just, hey, nasal spray. I mean, I have such a beef with nasal spray. I'm sorry, I just do. Yeah, at least I'm beefing with something like that instead of a person or something like that. But I have a beef with nasal spray. Nasal spray put me back, I don't know, maybe a year, just taking that stuff, have that stuff dripping out of my nose and just, oh, it's awful. And then when it's out, I feel like, when it's about to be out, I felt like, oh man, I gotta hurry and go back and get some, like I was a person that needs their fix to live, and that's what it does. It makes you think, shoot, I'm in the middle of a trail and I don't have my nasal spray. I got to get out of here. No. We're not doing that. So we got to get past that. It's all a mental game. I got mentally addicted to nasal spray in some way. And now I'm going to do a video on that too. It's probably going to be my next video where I talk to you about my nasal spray addiction or fear or whatever you want to call it. And so, this is what I'm talking about. And that's why I had to come out here today. I had to get up before my kids did so I can film this video. Otherwise, they'd want to tag along, which is fine. But this is important. I have a job to do here, and to go back to that message. That's what I mean. A lot of you are like that. A lot of you are willing to do whatever you can to feel better again, and it's just confusing. You get a cold, and then there you go. You're stuck with this thing. And I'm telling you, having that cold is just a precursor to what could happen, after that. And that's how I would say 90% of these issues started from a cold. Started from a cold, evolved into this, and now you're struggling. And you probably are going to always, the cold is to blame. Don't get me wrong. We should prosecute the cold as well. But the after effect, the aftermath is really what's the problem, is that once you have it now, we need to educate, and aware, make aware that this isn't evolving into something else. It has already, but it's not going to, it's going to make you feel like you need to mess everything up in your life now in some way. You mess everything up. And that's why I'm here. I'm an advocate to tell you all that you have to force yourself and go. I don't know how else to say that. I know that sounds probably a little blunt, but you have to go. Go to your wedding. You have to go to all these things to get over this thing. Unfortunately, this is the only way around it. I wanted to miss many things, and I did, until I realized that it wasn't helping me. And when you realize it's not helping you, you almost want to give up. And I did a video recently about wanting to give up when you have this thing. So the moral of my message here today is, if you're at that point where you're comfortable enough to cancel things or leave or just skip out on things because it's going to serve you better, I'm here to tell you, as a person that did that and struggled, that you have to do it. And to the person that left me that message, you have to go. You have to do this. You may go and you may feel a little odd going, but that's the only way to beat this thing. Because after those canceled times, you're still here with us. You're still good. You know, you're still healthy for the most part. That tells you that it's all a mind game. And the only way to defeat the mind game is you have to just go and challenge it. You have to challenge the anxiety. You have to challenge the apprehension. You have to challenge this condition. Again, I was in Hawaii struggling, but hey, guess what? I'm over it. I had to challenge myself. I could have skipped on Hawaii too, but I didn't. I had to go. And it took me a while. I don't want to say that bluntly. I don't want to say that insensitively, but you have to go. That's the only way to get over this condition, is to go. You have to get out there. You got to get to your graduation. I remember having a interview for a position, and it was awful. The whole time I'm smiling in front of a panel of 3 people, and I was just having symptoms. The clogging sounds, asking them, can you repeat yourself? Can you say that again? You know, just struggling all over. Just driving up there, I was like, oh, I need to turn this car around. I can't do this. I just challenged myself and challenged the situation. And guess what? I got the job. So if you're in this spot, I'm going through the tunnel, by the way. If you're in this spot where it seems like all these life events are popping up suddenly now, the only way to really beat this thing again, I know I said this 100 times just now, you gotta pursue it. I remember starting my first day, still having it. So getting a job and having a new job that I felt more valued and better pay, still had the condition. But guess what? I got stronger. Through these testaments, through these trials, you get stronger. And gradually it fades because it realizes it can't keep you that way because you're still doing things. And so that's why ultimately the result was it went away. Went away through not just challenging myself, but being willing to pivot. It's like a business owner, you know. Look, think about all the businesses you know in your life right now that are still going, still rolling. They pivoted many times. It wasn't just put things on the shelf and people keep coming. It's challenging. You had to keep pivoting and moving and going through all the changes and adjustments. It's the same thing, you know. And so all the businesses that didn't make it, unfortunately, not always because they didn't pivot, but most of the time it's when you are willing to dance with the destruction a little bit. And when you do, the destruction that's trying to destruct you eventually gives up and says, this person's too strong. I got to move on to someone else. You're too strong for that. You're too strong to give up. You have to keep going. You have to keep moving. To all of you out there that are in this position where you feel lost and no one seems to understand you, I do. I'm not here to diagnose you. I'm not here to tell you you're going to be better tomorrow. 50 ways to feel better tomorrow. Yada, yada, yada. I'm here to tell you of what I did and give you the blueprint of what I did to get over it, and then hope that you take that same concept and apply it to your own life. So I'm just about through the trail. I hope this was a very good video for all of you. I enjoyed making it as much as I enjoyed making it. Let me know in the comments if this is a good video for you all. I'll definitely make this format. I mean, it's starting to cool off. I can start coming out here more often and talking about whatever questions you have. If you want to email me, leave me a comment, let me know. I'm starting to, I had a little power walk moment over there. So this is good. Early morning get out of the house kind of activity. So alrighty, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with this one. And if you have any questions, again, you can always feel free to email me. I try to get back really quickly because remember, time is money. Money is time. Take care, everybody. Talk to you real soon.